Recording.
Hi, welcome back to the tutorial day. This is the first tutorial of the day, and hopefully everyone can still stay awake. Actually, I am just waking up basically. Today I'm going to talk about all the several facets of using SMW, more on the application side rather than on the basic use of SMW. So this tutorial is intended for people who have the basic understanding of SMW. Hopefully, after 3 tutorials, you guys learned something, or if you're already expert in SMW, hopefully you can learn something as well. So I am Jesse Wang, and I'm a user in Semantic MediaWiki. I started doing SMW development from year 2008, not too long ago. Before that, I do software development in Wang, and before that, I worked for Microsoft for about 7 years. This is my team SMW plus sort of. I just because we are actually developing things on top of SMW plus and also SMW. So I don't have a better word. It just dawned on me. This is actually a pretty good description. So we have enterprise, we have a contractor team working in China, and also local internal have several people and a bunch of community contributors. I work in a team called Project Halo. Which is a long-range R&D project in Vulkan doing some artificial intelligence about automatic question answering. It's really tough. The key is knowledge-based building, and the director is Dr. Mark Griffiths. He's here. He just found this graduate student project that actually had the potential, and then sponsored SMW. So without Project Halo's sponsoring, I think that it's safe to say we wouldn't be able to have the SMWCon today, and I wouldn't be able to standing here giving this talk. And then Vulkan Inc. also, the owners, Mr. Paul Allen, who's a Microsoft co-founder, extremely wealthy and also extremely visionary. So without his support, I think it's we probably don't need his support to be successful, but definitely it's really nice to have a technology legends, support about this technology. And the agenda is basically how to start up your wiki, how to customize all the aspects like choosing the skins, extensions, and how to customize the schema and data, how to do optimization, and finally optimize. So let's jump start it. First is how to jump start. Then the easiest way to jump start is using the bundle. The semantic bundle system is basically available. You probably haven't really got a chance to talk about that. It's a really good way to get started. It's available as a zip file, archive, and also a SVN checkout. You can do either way you want. It's a set of extensions, fixed extension that is basically designed, picked by some experienced developers, and also it's really simple downloading process, but still need some manual configuration. It's usually up to date, really fast after the release, a major release SMW. It's community tested and supported. Another way to do the same thing is called the installation package. Enterprise basically provides this. It has the 2 versions, Windows installer and VMware package for Linux. They are really, really simple and great to use. If you just want to check something out, what the latest version of SMW is, just download the package and install it. Within minutes, it just works. And it's really simplified the installation process, and and the whole thing is free. So it is professionally tested with high quality. On the other hand, it's probably usually available several weeks after the major release of SMW. And another way, which offers both the high quality and the flexibility, is called deployment framework. It's really easy to use. You pick the extensions you want. So it's a great tool. On the other hand, it saves a lot of time. On the other hand, it still doesn't have all the extensions you want in there, but it has a lot, and also it's growing really fast. So I think it's really good if you have extension. Try to put it into the deployment framework. That will help the community a lot. It is only limited by the extensions basically, and the package in it. Once you pick a package, you will get the prerequisite, all the dependencies installed and check the versions and the patches automatically. If you're a developer and you really want your own deployment framework, set up custom extensions. And there are many different practices doing that. You do SWin or Git, and you have your own repository. You can use some third-party repositories. There are several of them. I'm going to go be fast. Just know this thing and keep it in mind. And if you're also a developer, you need your own build system because you probably have your own extension. You need to run different versions of different extensions in different wikis. So in MoCon we have our internal Git repository, and RPI and also PIN, they have some custom build system. Imagine if you manage 20-something wikis, right? You really have to do your own build system to be successful. Like I heard stories, a company called MITRE, they actually have more than 100 wikis running. So I can't actually imagine how they do that, but I tried to get one of the guys to talk in the sprint SMWCon, but they couldn't make it. So it's still a mystery to me how they manage that. The future trend is really, I think, to have a public repository is probably even better to be federated, but even not federated, we should have a lot of packages in it, semantic marked up. This is not happening right now, but people like Daniel were pushing to get this happening. It's like the App Store with iTunes, or like the Android markets, but you can pick something you want. It's reviewed by users, has all these dependencies automatically figure out, and just install it. Next up is about customization. So how to get your own functionality, look and feel going on. So what to customize? The skins, the look, right, basically. Then extensions, what extension you want to be there, and customize extension by customizing the parameters. Then the schemas and data, you want your own schemas and type of data to put in there. Definitely template, forms, queries, and visualizations, and anything you can develop or you can customize. First, talk about skins. Actually, skins is not particularly SMW. It's more like a MediaWiki stuff, so MW stuff. I'm not going to really go deep here. There's something to do to customize. I'll give you an example of what we did. That's actually 3 years ago on the MediaWiki skin. See, there's a tree view on the sidebar, some other links on the top, and we've got some videos there. One thing I think you should know is you can actually personalize your skin. There are ways, like in the MediaWiki help, you can see a manual. You can see there's a way to do user CSS. So have a username there. You change something, like for example, if you go to Wikipedia, change the vector CSS. You add this side notice, display none. You actually will get rid of the Jimmy Wales notice saying the billionaire wants your maybe $50 to help him building something. So, and the next thing to customize is the schema and the data. There are many different ways or approaches to do that, ranging from the very simple just do it to the end of designer ontology. People meticulously design ontology using professional tools like a Prodigy or something else. There's some things in the middle. We had example of this first one, just do it. So it's about remember the Seahawks, the MediaWiki. We actually hired a guy. He's a football intern. Football means American football. So he sit down, design the ontology for us, actually for himself. So it's really easy to do. Just have the categories, have the properties there, and design the forms. But the first round result is an extremely flat ontology with many properties, and many of this property only exist in certain cases, but they all laid in the same big category, in the same big form. But it worked, and he knows how to use it, and so it will get better over time. And on the other end is designer ontology. So people use professional tools to do this. Then after it's done, it's basically available, exported as some OWL file, XML format. Then you import it using some tools into the wiki. It automatically creates the categories, the properties, and even instances. The limitation is there are probably a lot of things in OWL technology ontology that the importing tool just doesn't recognize. Some restrictions, some domain range stuff. It may or may not. So it may not work perfectly. We have an example here. All these are linked. Oh, by the way, my slides is already uploaded on the wiki conference page. You can just click and download it and take a look at the links. So this wiki has the categories of the biology ontology and so on. And there's also a third way. Since I only have 45 minutes, I need to go quick. I don't have time to demo everything. You can actually go somewhere in the middle. So we actually had some discussion about what we need to do. We adopted a practical way. We designed some simple schema. We put in there, put the forms there, and let it go. And you've seen the example. Yaron created that conference page. It's not that difficult to get started, but you need to refine a lot of things later. So just let it evolve. One thing I want to mention is about relationships. This is one of the things people encounter in doing the schema or ontology design. There are quite a few things, like first people would know is a type record. In the past, type record is not that useful due to several limitations, like it can't really query the record very well, and there are no allowed values or something like that. But I haven't really finished it. But according to Marcus, everything is fixed or enhanced in 1.6. So it's clearly probably the top choice to use the type record. Then another one which was really popular is Semantic internal object, to handle the inner relationships. Without doing this, you can actually just using workaround by adding an object in the middle. It's like basically like a logic sort of a hack, there's a special term called reification.
So I'm wondering about this. Is that you point to an article from 2 sites?
It's like you add a relationship in the middle, and you basically have supposed to have a relationship with I'll give an example. Right? It's if you have a relationship like A serves as the chairman of organization B, or organization B, for example, or X. Then there's A is chairman and also organization X. It's like three-way relationship, right? It's hard to characterize. You can actually say A serves as this have the membership. The membership it belongs to organization, and also that membership role is the chairman, something like that. So added an object in the middle to work around that issue. And the fourth one is you probably have to see examples to really understand that. It's called parameterized properties and categories. The third term wiki is a race car wiki. It's a great example of doing that. The guy basically had the categories and properties using parameter like this year, this driver have this car and get this result, something like that. So it's one property but have different parameters. So that it characterizes the three-way or n-way relationship in one property. And when you query it, you just replace the parameter values into the properties to get a result. So that guy ended up, I think, with 8 million properties in his wiki. That's a world record for SMW. And definitely you can use the triple store. So now let's go talk about extensions. First thing is about too many or too few. Do we have too many extensions or too few extensions? I think we should have more, so we just have too few extensions. But then when I look at extensions, there are actually quite a few extensions that does similar things, but probably sometimes none of them does exactly the thing you want. So I found a few times, just only a few times, I can find the extension that works fine. Many times, I have to settle for the extension that doesn't work very well, or I have to spend some time to customize the existing extension, basically patch it or enhance it. Every time I wish, it's easier to find that extension, or I can spend less time to do that. Our story basically is, we always choose whether we just use some extension, settle, or just build or enhance. There's always resource restrictions, and data I/O is the one we feel is really important. Then if you want to do something serious, you need to definitely consider about security stuff, how to secure the stuff, and final visualization. I think that's the key to for the success, for the appealing of the SMW. So once you have great data in the wiki, how do you let people know, this wiki is useful, the data is useful, then visualization extensions plays a very important role there. So finally I gave you 2 examples about the sidebar customization. I think that's important and appealing, and also the template and the forms. So I think you can find the extensions over there, but there are too many of them, even though they're sorted by different ways. It's not semantically marked up. So if we have something like semantic drill down or enhanced retrieval to handle it, that would be better. But unfortunately, we don't have that. And then definitely use Google, Yahoo, or Microsoft search engine to find these things, because not everything is listed over there. There also Semantic MediaWiki, or have the 2 links. I think is really important to tell you what extensions are important, what things you want to have. If you really can't find the extension you want, then just build it, right? If you can't write it, hire someone, there are other people I think who can help. Our experience about extension is basically we build a lot of things, and quite a few. All these wikis, some are simple, like this Stanford class wiki is probably 1 person a week, less than a week project. Many of them are actually pretty heavy, like Ultrapedia, I think is like a person a year, and the newer wiki is still going maybe bigger. And we often found we need to patch or enhance existing extensions. Especially for the public extension, you imagine public extensions should be really sophisticated. They are sophisticated in certain ways, but since the requirements are really also sophisticated, so they can't really satisfy some of our requirements. So we really have to enhance it. The example here is about auto-completion. I think we started using that in 2008. It has a basic auto-completion. Then we found, in order to enhance usability, we have to add this auto-completion with categories over a specific property, or even using a custom query. So those things, I believe, are now in the current semantic form code base. And also, we added a lot of new features from real-time notifications. So when someone changed something, and immediately you got notifications, either used by email or the RSS feeds getting updated. So it's called Semantic Notify Me. That's done in 2008. And we also added aggregation to the sum, to the average, the count. The one good thing about that is actually can handle image and merge the video clips. So suppose we actually use it in our Seahawk video demo. You do a query, you find a bunch of videos satisfying a certain criteria. Then if they just merge all this video clip into a longer one, like highlight row. Imagine you can do same thing with soccer. Here, like all the shots on on the bar, but didn't go in. So there are open flash chart extensions that basically is a visualizer, SRF, that's using the flash, and we also added the strict comparison in 2010, but then someone else also put that in, I think, a little bit later. And we enhanced the exhibit. It's really cool. We added I think we enhanced the map in 2008 or something, I forgot, maybe 2009. Then we added the runway and the time plot extension as well. We handled the mapping unique ID issues, so you can have multiple ID that's not unique, but also showing up on the map. We also added geocoding support. There's some other extensions like the wiki tag supporting the Microsoft Office connector with the wiki and the semantic connector to transform one form into a different form, another form. So I'm going to talk about two of our latest extensions. One is called the Wiki Optimalo. Another is the Wiki Designer or Page Creator, which I will talk on Friday. The Wiki Optimalo is really interesting because I feel it's important for the community to build things on top of it. It enables third parties, right, to access the wiki data without, writing special code or parsers. It basically treating all the entities or objects in one page as as object, with certain properties. Like, for example, you can access a title of the section, or a table, or a table cell, or a bullet list, or a property, and then modify it, add a new property, or remove a line in the page, all by API's calls. So it's this finer granularity offers greater flexibility, and it's on REST APIs, also available with PHP APIs as well. So it's extensible, and you can see some of the objects here. Page, section. It knows parser functions. It handles templates as well. You can change the value of the template within the template by calling the API. You can also get a magic word as well, and change the search sentence of the maybe some paragraph there. So I'm going to have a quick demo here. So this is the API documentation. Let me scroll to the end. There are some samples of, actually I should probably use that. Showing you the original page first. This is the API calls. Let's open this sample page. And so this is the testing page. You can see that I got contents. I have some starter, have a template there, property, and a query, and in the end there's a table. This is a table basically. And what I'm going to do is, I like to say, change the table cell. Here, change the first table cell text to first header. Let's see whether it's first header or not. Oh, it's already changed the first header. We need to get a different one. Do this one, basically, look up. See what it is. So basically we'll return the value of the first cell is this. So you can read the value, but you can change it too. And we'll be back. And now we talk about Wiki Optimalo. It's there's a lot more functions that is basically insert, remove, update, and that's it. And the security extensions and append. Right? And also, as I said, security extension is also very important. There are many choices, but nothing is really perfect. Because MediaWiki as a foundation is not really built to support security very well. So we have a few options, from very basic to actually quite advanced, like from no security, that's the basic wiki idea, but I don't think any wiki out there is have no security, because spammers will just go ahead on it. Unless you're probably running within some firewalls and relative safe, you can do this. Then there's a MediaWiki built-in groups. That's a very basic one. It offers certain functionality, doesn't require extra extensions. If you want more page-level security control, you need to install some extensions. There are quite a few. I found the simple security is actually pretty good. Very easy to install and works with many versions of MediaWiki and works fine. Then the most powerful is Halo access control list, basically called the ACL. And that one you can actually control the finest level. You can actually control a property to be either editable or not. Suppose you have a value, annual salary of an employee on a certain page. You want that value to be editable only by the human resource manager or people working on the human resource department. But you want this value to be viewable to the employee himself, so he can know how much he earns. But you don't want this value to be visible by anybody else on his team, maybe except his manager. But yeah, so and Halo Echo can control to that fine granularity. So it's really powerful. At the same time, everything have a cost, right? If you want to run Halo Echo or simple page security, there are some compatibility issues because you can't really install any extensions that may break the security. You have to be careful to install only the extension that is endorsed or supported by Halo Echo or simple page. So I have a really quick, short story about our experience in using the security. We wanted to build a simple proposal handling system. It's quite simple. You basically have users submit some proposals and a list of reviewers who will go through the proposal and then see I approve. And one is initial reviewer and final reviewer. And once the proposal is approved, reviewer assign this proposal to someone to work on it. So talk about what we should do with the security, right? Shall we go with Halo Echo because you want that's the best security available, or maybe just simple security? We actually would talk about everything. We went through Halo Echo, talk about it. That's good. Probably can't do it. Then people don't really need that, so it's too complicated. So we get rid of Halo Echo. Then we set it on simple security, put things there. Only the reviewer can change the page. Once it's reviewed into the enter the review stage. But then found, why do we need to do that? Actually, not necessary, because within the corporation, we know people very well. We record the IP address who changed it. We can obviously reward it to the wiki. So it turns out we actually don't even need simple security. So what's the result? So the result is we just need the MediaWiki groups. We were talking about maybe we don't even need that. Just no security is probably okay, but it's maybe still better to have the group so that the admins can change things rather than let anyone who can accidentally change things. So visualization, that's also a very important part. Basically, all the visualization extensions is for the semantic result formatter, has this format equal to some format, then change parameters to something. Again, from our experience, we found visualization is just not adequate, or was not adequate. So we enhanced it a lot from 2008. We built first we added the map as I said, and then open flash chart and richer interaction, and you can play with that if you want. And then this year we added the tab and also high chart and scatter plot. That's end of last year or this year. So if you want to compare all the extensions, right? We have the Google charts as very basic ones, pie chart, pie bar chart, but somehow it's static. Actually, Google has this Ajax stuff for some reason is not in the Google Charts extension. Exhibit is really cool, but it's limited by the size of the data and has some browser compatibility issues. Flash-based thing is actually nowadays, I think, the king of the visualization. It's functional, interactive. It's not really limited by the data. It can have more data and has many more choices, but it requires Flash. So if you're on iPad, you wouldn't be able to see them. Now you see some examples of the. This is a Flash-based. This is the runway exhibit. That's a bar chart, and that's semantic maps. And this is the time plot. So some of those screenshots are really old, but you get the idea. Now it goes to sidebars. I think sidebar is important. You can do the basic sidebar customization by adding that page, MediaWiki, call it sidebar. You put semantic queries there, a little bit more advanced, you can get some query results. Even more advanced, you can add a variable there. Like magic word, something like that, together with the queries. And if you're a developer, you really want your custom sidebar, you can, or a system admin, right? You can use the dynamic sidebar extensions. So check them out. And in our dev wiki, you can see the sidebar here. There's the current sprint. This is a query generated. We also have sidebars about the current stories, and also the tasks. Just for me, it's personalized. So let's go back to this. It's not showing up. So you can here. Yeah, the customization sidebar is really, really useful in my opinion because it gives you the feeling of personalized wiki. And you see this is how we customize the current sprint in the sidebar. Use this the magic word here, the current months and stuff. And this is we have the current user over there as well, so that will feel like it's customized. And here are more examples you can use, like Twitter feed, Flickr, Amazon. I'll show you examples quickly here. Why is always doing this? So this is Flickr feed, like this. If you want to get Flickr feed, and Amazon is like this. The products here, Twitter search. This is the Twitter set results, and Google Analytics. So there are more extensions, and also there's one actually called Visions extensions, and that's very useful too. Check it out if you don't know about that. Then it's template forms. So templates formed are the basic core. The most important things about semantic MediaWiki is you need to use forms, semantic forms. It actually creates a lower bar, and but you need to learn how to handle the syntax semantic forms, and together with the MediaWiki syntax, template syntax to build good-looking pages. This is something example called forms with style. Basically, put things into the table, and it's also old. It's not very up to date, but you get the idea. And this is some form with auto completion. The simple one over there is actually results coming from a customized query result. So regarding to the customization, really, there's no limit if you know how to code, because everything is open. Go to other people's wiki and find the data they use, find the schema they use, and find the extension they use. Since it's open, you can do a lot of things. The next step is for integration. So once we got everything, extensions, the data designed, visualizer, customized, how to integrate things to get everything running. So here I have some examples. First step, you know what to do, customize. First is that know what you build, basically. Talk to the customers, what exactly need to be built. Like a security thing, don't want to go too much. too hard, and how to handle data. So I have several case studies. The first one is actually called, it's a simple wiki, or called the proper wiki, just a wiki. It doesn't have a lot of things. So basically, what you need to focus, choose a skin, design some forms, and template, then go. It's pretty straightforward. So this wiki, we have several classes, and some properties we actually imported from XML file, and then we design the forms to handle all this information. That's definitely embedded the semantic into the forms, into templates, and we use this. This is an example. It's a property page. It's quite simple, straightforward. We actually use a namespace for the form. So for each namespace, we choose a form. So, here is forms on namespace link. This is recently added, right, I believe, but it's kind of cool and important. Yeah. So you can actually have different forms on different namespaces. Case 2 is about simple workflow. As I said, the work order, the proposal handling a wiki. And the idea is, to go from one form to another, having people pick different values, then basically you need form links. And also you need some simple user rights management system. And those are information about the detailed information about the workflow example, but I don't think we need to spend too much time here. The key is to add a link in the form, basically, so the user can click on this link, then it leads to a different form, or change of different value. Then you get into a different type of form. You can click the link in that form, just go up and down. And usually you need this if and switch statement in the template to change the value, and also include or uninclude those type of MediaWiki stuff. And the page at default form property is usually or namespace. It's important. That's the key. So we're talking more. We won't have time to talk about more workflows, but Yaron had a great talk in the spring SMWCon about workflows. It's a good summary, basically. And I will give a little demo Friday about our semantic page creator, because we use a simple help desk wiki. And if you are interested, come to talk. And the third one is our wiki to dev wiki. So you've seen. So we actually use our wiki to do a lot of things. From brainstorming feature requests to task management to bug fix to checking. And so all the collaboration and documentation or even demonstration here, I won't have time to demo it. It's on the wiki. So this is the workflow. We can use Microsoft Office products to get information into the wiki and read it out of the wiki. And also people using SVN or either localhost or command line can check the code into the wiki, and we automatically generated code to resolve a task in the wiki. If basically associate some piece of code checking with the task. And this is about the way we use data I/O. So I'll quickly show you how this is. Let's do this. Let's do this. So this is basically say I found a bug. So I found email a bug saying, "Hey, this is the bug," and I just upload the bug into the wiki. So here is this is information, is the email basically, and the status, something like that. So let's go back.
Is the number of issues consecutive? So this is issue number 185.
Oh, that is consecutive. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a UUID, it's a unique ID, automatic incremental. I think Semantic Form also has it, right?
We track a lot of issues.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not allowed. When I was working with Microsoft, the bug number is in 6 digits.
But Microsoft is.
Yeah.
That was zero issues.
Yeah, and more than half of them are not fixed. They're postponed or by design or not repro, you know. So we also have this Microsoft connector. I will show it quickly on Friday as well. It's available free in enterprise online shop. But that version only works for Office 2007. We have a new version in pipeline for Office 2010.
Okay.
So the Wikidata I/O I just talked about, the Wiki opting model is really good, and we have Semantic Wiki tag, the Semantic Wiki Semantic connector as well. So this is last case study, really good, but I don't have time to explain it. It's a commercial, it's a company basically designed the system to handle field intelligence for terrorism. It gets an NLP system to parse some entities and associate with their own ontology. Then something changed, you know, they actually handle both structured and unstructured data. Something changed, they issue an alert. They have a semantic notification extension and send you an email or a short text message. And this extension is, they use semantic forms, semantic SMW and SRF and social extensions and other things. They have a Java-based NLP program to handle the data. And this is one of the sample pages. You can see timeline and the broad table, the driver table, query result. And they have a ontology, user forms a lot, templates a lot, so the user doesn't have to alter the page manually. That's the social networking extension, you know, getting the triple relationships out. And this is the timeline visualization. And that little things for adding notification. If you're interested, you can just click on that and add a notification for that relationship. Finally, talk about optimization. So once you design things, you want to make it better. I focus on three things: usability, performance, and search marketing. For the usability part, you know, MediaWiki has or Wikipedia has a usability initiative. The vector scheme is a lot better, and also the you know, we need fact boxes, right? You know, whether you want it or not, you hide it or special pages. There's things we can do better. Semantic forums, there are several ways to get things about like one-click creation, autocomplete, and SRF. You can make it better, you know, more powerful. There's all usability issues, interactive, and the user interface improvement. I'll show you quickly about just something we did for getting. This is this one. This is the task I have. You know, we have an icon for the task. All the tasks will have this icon, and for all the category, we have this light blue background on the bar here. We have this background for the type here as well. We have also the standard of different type. And we're creating the form a button so that you can actually one-click to start editing and also populate the value to be in progress. You don't have to click edit and do some changes again. Then you can save this page. So it's saves probably a couple of clicks. And this is small usability improvement, but it is something that you can optimize basically. Then you can say I can also finish this task, and you change it to finished. And same thing. So those are little things, but little things sometimes you know, goes a long way. Just save a lot of time. The next thing to talk about is the performance improvement. You know, there's a link about fundamentals what you need to do to make performance better. You know. For example, you know, for the caching, there's a lot of things. You can have a script caching and how to optimize that. You have Apache web server caches. You have parser caches. You can turn it off or on. You can even have query result caching that's more like intelligent or semi-intelligent stuff. And finally, you can program your web content to control the browser caching, like the e-tag. And then even go further, you can do global balancing. You know. So we actually did that on SMW forum server and improved up to 85% faster. There's sometimes you run batch process, you know, you can make it faster as well. Another service like Memcache, Triple Store, or a Solar server. There's a lot of things you need to you can improve the performance. And finally, once you done all this optimization, you want people to find you. So you need to deliver SEO. Generalizing rules, you can go to Google found that when I read it several years ago, and a lot of pages. And now it's actually shorter, I think. It used to be more than 32 pages. Maybe almost 50 pages. So MediaWiki is really now programmed or designed to be search engine friendly. So a lot of things need to change, such as, for example, all these added links, result in the same data, or red links, or top pages, empty top pages, the SVN. There's so many things that doesn't have good content or duplicate content. So you really need to let the crawler not accessing that. There are a lot of metadata you need to improve as well to change value or add values. And for semantic MediaWiki in particular, I wonder whether we want to add the rich snippet or RDFS to improve the search engine ranking, especially for Google. It may or may not work. It probably will work. And finally, for more information, our Will Smith actually gave a wonderful talk in this spring's SMWCon about search engine optimization. So it's like 30 minutes talk, so check out his talk. Finally, this tutorial is supposed to be an hour and a half. I'm jammed into 48 minutes actually, so sorry about that. Hope you learned something here. And it's a general, broader view. I just give you some pointers rather than going deep. So hopefully you can just, once you want some information, you can go to these pointers. And all these people helped a lot, helped the town to give this, make this SMW very successful. And any questions? Right.
What's the connection with subversion that you made? What's happening there? If you save the page, is it subversion, the version control?
The version control?
Yeah, what's the link? What is the action?
You showed the wiki.
You showed it a few in this complex slide.
Oh yeah, the version control system. So it's we manage our task in the wiki. So I create the task or bug, right?
Yeah.
In the wiki, that's basically a page. Then in the version control system, if you want to check a piece of code, when you check in, you add a comment saying this check-in fix this task,
okay,
or this bug. And if you don't know which bug, you put an empty thing. It will actually tell you, as the user, have this bugs or this active task that currently belongs to you. So you can pick number 1, 2, 3, Then you put into that. Then this piece of code will actually be linked into that task or bug form at the link. And also automatically resolve this bug or task as resolved or fixed.
So this is an extension of the wiki that talks to the API at least not the API, but talks to the server like a client.
Yes, that helps our developers by they don't have to check in the code, then go to the wiki, manually change the task to be finished. So there are several steps to do that.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
So what's the availability of this extension? Wiki?
They are all public. It's all available.
Yeah.
They may not be. Actually, we're in the process of packaging things up because there's some patches that didn't work very well, and the tree views didn't work with somehow with Halo extension. So we're actually getting rid of tree views and packaging things up. It only supports certain versions of semantic forms. We don't have time to make it more available, to be compatible with all the versions. It is available, and I believe within a week we will be able to put this extension into the development framework. But again, it's more rigid, so it only works with certain forms extension. But if you just download our package, it will just work. But if you have other things you want to work together with that, it may or may not work very well because it's rigid. It doesn't have a greater compatibility. Yes.
You mentioned Solar on one of your slides. What sort of Solar?
Oh, that's the search, full-text search engine.
Lucene
based, right? Yeah, it's a web service of sort of.
I've seen. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really fast.
Yeah, Lucene is fast. Yeah,
We've seen, yes, but
Yeah.
and Solar is related.
Yeah, it's just something.
This is kind of on top of the scene, and you can just drop it in a Java web server. And,
Okay, thank you.
we run
Thank you.
applications.